So, today what I'm trying to show you all is that how do we overlap different geometrical shapes at the time of our drawing. Now, most of the times we get to see drawings which are absolutely in this kind of composition, or say this kind of composition, or sometimes even this kind of composition. Now, the thing what happens is mostly that I've seen where everybody starts getting confused is how do we draw these? So the best way to understand is let's place these different shapes, these different geometrical shapes in the form of a nice composition. So I have cut few shapes already over here. So I have cone, I have oval, I have two sizes of round, two sizes of pyramid, two sizes of cylinders, cuboid, uh, hexagonal, two sizes of cuboid in fact, and then two sizes of just a basic cube. So I'll just try and show you that how we can make these into different kind of compositions and how we can make it look into a nice geometrical overlapping shapes composition. So let me just keep these shapes a little bit away and let's start with our first composition. So for the first composition, I'm thinking that I will go with one of the big cuboids. I'm going to place it in this way, alright? I'm going to place it over here. And I'm going to go with this small round, right? I'm going to place that round over here. And let's see if we can have one of the cylinders, which is, maybe we can go behind my cuboid. And let me have a cone and place it at over here. And let me take one of the big circles and place it over here. Now let us understand in this composition what is happening is, I am getting everything over here in a straight line, right? So now let's start pasting to understand that when it gets into a complete composition, how it looks. Oops, sorry, my circle is flying away. Yeah, so this will be my one of the compositions. Now for the next composition, I was thinking I will go with my one cylinder in sleeping format. Other one maybe just standing on top of it, like a log. I'll take my small cuboid and maybe place it a little bit upside down over here. Take my small pyramid, place it on top of my small cuboid, and take my big pyramid and maybe place it here, like right behind the small cuboid and over here. And maybe just to make it a little bit more complicated, wherein people sometimes do get confused, I'll take one more size of my cuboid which is a little bit more slanting, or let's say I'll take the hexagonal and put it over here. And then I feel that I should bring my big pyramid a little down. So this can be my second composition. Right? We'll start pasting them in a while. And for my third one, let me take a cone. Let me take the big pyramid. Between these two. Now what I would like you all to notice over here is that I am placing my cone and my pyramid almost in the same place. Okay, between these two, why don't I put an oval and I place it a little bit down. Okay, I take my small pyramid and I place it further down. You see what I'm doing over there? I'm just trying to make a little different kind of a composition wherein I have things everywhere. This is the most basic way. Here where I have a lot of ideas, like a lot of shapes, and I'm trying to place them together. Here, what I'm doing is I'm just going to take one of my house shape, or like you can say a tree shape, put it over here on the top. Oops, I think it's a fan, which is just flying. Well, we'll set it again. And now let me just take one of the big circles, like this here, and I take one more small cuboid and place it absolutely straight here. Well, now I think that this is something that's not looking good over here, so I would like to get rid of this. And in place of my small cuboid, well, the small circle is just flying away, in place of small cuboid, how about I place the cylinder, I bring my circle here, and I place my cylinder here, right behind. I have my pyramid here. Maybe I just push my pyramid a little bit this side, and I take one more small pyramid and I place it here. Well, now's the time when we start sticking them. So for sticking them or pasting them, what I'm doing is I'm just using a normal penny stick. Okay? And I'll first stick the one which is right behind. Right? So let's start sticking. Don't put too much of glue, please. And yeah, this is how my cuboid was. Then I have my cone beside my cuboid. Then I have a small circle. Well, it has flown. It's good that I have another piece of circle with me. I place it over here. I take my circle. I put my circle here. I take my cylinder and put it over here. This is one of the compositions. Now to know which parts are actually seen and what we need to draw, let's just outline the ones that we can see clearly. Right? This is how we kind of get an idea that how do we do the overlapping objects. And see, now if you notice, first thing that I pasted was my shape, which was, I don't know what way, which was absolutely behind, that was my cuboid. Correct? Then I stuck the one which was in front, rather, or let's say which was beside my cuboid. Now while drawing, we just need to keep in mind that we should focus on what we will be able to see. Now over here, what I'm going to do is just add a little bit of shading with my HB pencil, not going into detailed shading, just to give an idea. This is where my ground level is, or a table, or whatever we want to consider it to be. Like basically the place where my objects are kept. Now we always know right under the object, depending if the light is falling right from up, this part is going to be dark. This is the cushion. So we'll also have a little bit of darkness over here. We'll also have a little bit of darkness. Now it's totally up to you how you shade it and how you do it. Right? So here we get our first composition is ready. Now let's get into the second composition. Now for the second composition, I was thinking we first concentrate on this one. So I'm going to first apply the glue stick or the Fairy stick on my log cylinder, which I'm going to place it in a sleeping direction. Then I had my small one on top, which was standing. Well, I put it in the center. How about I was thinking that what if I put it over here, and I just match it like this. Then let's go with my big pyramid. So these are the basic 3D shapes that I'm going to work on. Or let's say that I'm going to work with. I was thinking, what if I just replace it with, okay, let's say that's not replace, and let me put my hexagon a little bit down like this. Let me take my small pyramid. Let me take a big circle. Put it right over here, and let me cover this up with an oval. Okay? Okay, let this one dry and we will move on to the third composition. Now for the third one, let me begin with the cone first. Now let me place my cone right in the center. Beside cone, I will just change my composition a little bit, and I will place two logs, cylindrical logs. One will be overlapping in a straight way, and the other will be kind of sleeping over here, covering the end of the cone. Okay? Now I'm going to take my small pyramid and put it over here. Let me take one of the small cuboids. Well, these small shapes are really cute. Oh my god, I can just keep playing with them. Let me place my cuboid over here. So if you notice what I'm doing over here is I'm just coming down and I'm just giving a shape to my entire design. Also keeping in mind that I have to make sure that my composition is balanced. Well, what is the composition? Very simple. Bringing all together. Right, kids? Let me place this on top of my cuboid. This doesn't look complete, right? How about I just add one more cone over here. This time, my cone can be a little slanting, and I can have another small cuboid or the box. No, the box will not look good. So how about if I just do it? I can just use another small circle. Just put it over here. Even this way, does it look good? Now, so I'm just going to remove this. I can use a small pyramid here. Not going to complicate it, so let's make it a little simple. And let's put just one of the cones. So you see how I kind of thought that what should be given, what should not be put. And then I just place this right beside. Now I'm sure like this, we can try a lot more objects, a lot more shapes. And I hope this has given you an idea that how the overlapping objects or shapes basically look and appear. Right? So I hope you all are going to try this at home. And once you're done with the placement and you know that which object has to go, I'm just going to go with a little bit of freehand drawing here. Because that's always a little faster. Okay? And as I was saying, that I'm sure you all are going to try this. And when you try this, please share your pictures with me. And you can leave your comments in the comment section. And what else would you like to learn, and where you found difficulty or where it was easy to understand. Please do share your feedback with me, and we will definitely look into each and every feedback. Well, coming back to the overlapping shapes composition, I'm sure we all have understood now that how they look and how we draw. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have a little bit of random shading over here too. Just making the background. Not making it too much. Keeping it very simple, and I'm just using my HB pencil. Let me just go a little vertical over here. Same thing you can do for even the third composition. So here we go. So basically, if you are able to understand what I'm doing over here by outlining, I am just trying to highlight the parts which are visible in my final drawing. So you know, everything is not always visible, right? Because of the shapes overlapping, we often get confused. So now if you know how the shapes get overlapped and how we kind of imagine them and bring them into a composition, I think this way and this technique would have helped you to understand at least that small bit. Right. Now I can have a little bit on the cube here. Okay, see, this is what happens, you know, when you just cut without drawing the lines, you often tend to miss out on the actual drawing. So, but I think this exercise, if you try it at home, kids, it's going to be really helpful. Same thing, you can just so I have a little bit of darkness in between these also. Because we all know, right, under the object it is always very dark. So guys, these are three compositions which I made in front of you, and Some of the other compositions are one, which I made it before so that I could just show it. You see I've done a little bit of shading over here. These are some different compositions which you all can give a try. Right? Thank you so much, and please give a try and share your work with me. And you can always leave your comments in the comment section. Looking forward to all your feedbacks and comments and the pictures that you draw and try with these. Thank you so much.